put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Check, check. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Check. Yeah, let's own it. Put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Man, I love this. Y'all ready? Yeah. I'm ready. Yeah. I'm ready. Let's go. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Corona, you can be a god that's on it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Corona, you can be a god that's on it. I used
check
to rock
1 2
with
check
these
1 2.
temples
I
and
gotta
the
get it
long
together.
way, but they all are super
What up,
fraud
fam?
and they not getting the
Y'all
way.
ready?
Want me to keep it quiet. Who
I can't
tell
hear
it to
myself.
their
Hold
face?
up.
I'm flipping over tables on my way to the A. To Hawker Bay, sit it down, it's time to
Check
show
1 2
and prove it.
check
Got
1
the
2.
same address
Can
and
y'all
I
hear me?
plan on moving. This internet
I can't hear
got these dope
myself.
fiends
Hold up.
acting ramble, dirty Frankie and some mess that he know he can't handle.
Check,
When I
check,
pull
check.
up and I pull out a 1 2 5. Don't be telling me if you 60
Y'all
when I
gotta
let
say
that thing
something.
rip.
Y'all
Overhand
gotta
and
say
close
something. We about to
fist.
turn
Put
it
your
up.
hands on the curb.
Come
Put
on,
your
man.
hands on your back of
Hold
your
up,
neck.
hold up,
And that's
hold
my
up,
word.
hold up.
Put
Don't
the
hear
feds
now.
back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Corona, you can be a god, let's own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it?
Hold up,
Get
check,
your own
check,
Corona,
check,
you
check,
can
check.
be a god, let's own it.
Can I get a 7 or
ask
something?
you,
Ho,
who doing it like?
ho. Check 1 2 check 1 2 check 1 2. Hold up, family. Y'all ain't share this. What y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? Y'all must can't hear me. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Hold up. Hold up. Something ain't right, man. Listen, man. Y'all been sharing them them little frauds. Y'all been sharing them people that ain't talk about nothing. Y'all been going there, watching them talk all that foolishness. Can you hear me first and foremost? Let me see if y'all can hear me. The sound is good. Okay, there we go. So now listen, family. Y'all been, now listen. Ho. Wait a minute. Cryptonomics, wait a minute. Now listen, before we get started, family, I need to take 5 minutes of your time. Let me tell you that the good brother's in the building. Listen, the good brother's in the building. The people's grass chic in the building. Family, listen. I need everyone to share this twice to your social media. You know, y'all might don't believe it, or some of y'all might do believe it. But Moorish World TV has been shadow banned for a long time. But nevertheless, we still get the message out. And we get the message out because of people like you. People like you that don't mind sharing it to your social media at least twice. One now and one after the show, or one now and one in the middle of the show. Family, I'm trying to tell you, they got these people coming out here. They setting our people up. They acting like they revolutionaries. They playing a role like they revolutionaries. They even talk like they revolutionaries. But fam, we got some revolutionaries in here tonight. See, when we talk about revolutionary, we're going to talk about some education. We're going to talk about some mind stimulation. We also going to be talking about not dealing with emotionalism, but responding appropriately. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about revolution. Y'all hear me? So family, I'm going to rewind it back and kick the intro in. I'm telling you, I put the feds in the hood, man. Listen, let's get it, man. Y'all playing, man. I'm going to give y'all a second to get everybody up in here. You know what I mean? Hey, you ain't even got to put the babies to bed, because the babies got to come behind us. And we got to teach them to be real. Because if we don't teach them to be real, somebody going to teach them to be fake. You hear me? So let me put this feds in the hood. Let me get started.
I put the feds back in the hood.
I put the feds back in the hood. None of these fraud boys put the feds in the hood like me.
Man, I love this.
We about to turn this up.
Yeah.
Let me get,
I'm ready.
I'm ready. You
Let's
ready?
go.
I'm ready.
I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Corona, you can be a god that own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good now, don't it? Get your own Corona, you can be a god that's own it. I used to rock with these temples and this was a long way, but they all are super fraud and they not getting the way they want me to keep it quiet. Who I tell it to their face? I'm flipping over tables on my way to the A. To Hawker Bay, said it now it's time to show and prove it. Got the same address and I don't plan on moving. This internet got these dope fiends acting ramble, dirty Frankie and some mess that you know we can't handle. When I pull up and I pull out a 1 2 5. Don't be telling me if you're 60 when I let that thing rip. Open hand and close I put the feds back in the hood and in the hood, now don't it? Get your own corona, you can be a god, let's own it. I put the feds back in the hood and in the hood, now don't it? Get your own corona, you can be a god, let's own it. Let me ask you, who doing it like Tahaka Bay? Nobody. Who the people square shit? I am. Huh? Show me a more doing it like Tahaka Bay. Ain't nothing. And I shut my mouth. Let's go. I can't wait to see Roy Bay and sit him on his back pockets for the simple fact he disrespect the prophet when he speak. He embarrassing. He ain't no more American. The camera encourage him, so I will embarrass him. After that, I dip and take a trip to Carbondale. No, it ain't the hood. Oh well. Coming with all the shells. Find Yuck Bay. Dozing off the Zola. Civilize the savage so she can hate no more. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good, now don't it? Get your own corona, you can be a god, we own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good, now don't it? Get your own corona, you can be a god, we own it. You come up against me, you know you're gonna lose. Salt and pepper, gold teeth, lost it all for some views. Grown man ran rabbit ears, acting like a wild coon. Had a whole squad looking like a buffoon. I'm the man, just admit it. You wanna do it how I did it, forget it. It's my time now, Guerrillas. Oh yeah, Neil Bay, you late with the court date. Don't make the Moorish world citizens wait. Come on. Put the feds back in the hood and it look good, now don't it? Get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good, now don't it? Get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good, now don't it? Get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good, now don't it? Now get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it.
Anybody who tries
Get
with
your
him,
own Quran, you can be a god, we own it. I put the feds back in the hood and it look good, now don't it? Now get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it. You can be a
I never
god,
sold
we
my
own it. I
brothers
put
and
the
sisters
feds back in the
sovereignty
hood and it look
packages
good,
when
now
I
don't
was
it?
with
Now get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it.
Chicago. Only thing I ever sold my
I put the feds back in the hood and it look good, now don't it? Now get your own Quran, you can be a god, we own it.
They say he's Tahaka Bay. Can y'all hear me? I really be wanting to turn up a little bit more. I really do want to turn up just a little bit more. Where y'all at, man? What y'all doing? Y'all sharing this? Man, come on, man. Listen, family. Let's go in with the intro and let's get the show started, man. People got work to do tomorrow. We got real people that work today. These YouTube gangsters ain't doing nothing. We got real work to do. Let's start the show. Let's get it.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number. You a friend of the Moors and you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it a straight fact. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. Family, see y'all tonight, 9:30. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number.
What it do, family? Welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I am your host, Brother Tahaka Bay. We got King Ace. We got Yafer. I'm going to say it wrong, because let me tell you something. Balogun, Rakem Balogun, that's my brother. Anybody know Rakem Balogun? Press it in the chat. Do y'all know Rakem Balogun? That's my man. That's my guy. His guys is my guys. His guys is my guys. So, family, let me introduce y'all first. Let me introduce y'all to my brothers, family. On the serious tip, right? Our brother Rakem is dealing with this system once again. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody say I'm a grunt over here, GS. Our brother is dealing with this system once again. Our brother Rakem Balogun is dealing with this system once again. And we know, if y'all been following the channel, and I hope my brother Ace and Yafia, is I'm saying that right? Yafia? Yafel?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I want y'all to indulge me for a second, because this is something dear to my heart, family. Rakem, Rakim is one of them brothers, right? That he's just such a real one. I want y'all to hear me clear. I want y'all to hear me clear, family. He's such a real one. When I met the brother, right? I actually met the brother by the way of asking him for an interview about the Black identity extremists. And he don't really deal with this conscious community like that. And for him to grant me an interview, we talked behind the scenes for quite some time, and it was just real. It was just real. You know what I mean? We like cut from the same cloth. Like he just 100 with it. And like I say, he doesn't deal with this, what we will call, I will fall under the genre of conscious community, which I'm not a part of that clown stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I would fall under that. I would fall under the Sinettas. I would fall under the Inkies. I would fall under all of these people that do this conscious type talk. But I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I separate myself from that weird stuff. But if people don't know, they would put us all in the same box. And so Rakim never did that. And like I say, when he goes to media, the real media comes to him. He doesn't come to this this little weirdo YouTube fronting, making this posing type of quality, type of tough guy solution nonsense. He doesn't do that. And so I was honored for the brother to come to the channel. When he came to the channel, we went on and established what you would call a camaraderie, a brotherhood, and it is what it is. And then I was surprised to see on Facebook one day that he had got locked up. Now, I know that he has been and he will always be, and anybody who fight for the freedom of our people will always be a target. That comes with the territory. So anywhere that you go, you are going to be targeted. It could be somebody trying to run you off the road and you think that it's random. No, it's not random. It could be somebody that's in the store trying to trigger you, but it's not random, because when you are a true freedom fighter, you become the one that they're trying to get out of the space where freedom can happen. And that's just what it is. It comes with the territory. With that being said, the realness about my brother came when I remember he called me. And now listen, y'all been following the channel, and I had made a few videos about Crystal Muhammad. And the brother reached out to me and he said, "Brother, what's going on with you and Sister Crystal?" I said, "Well, brother," I explained to him what happened. I said, "Brother, she came on my channel, blah, 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 blah." He said, "Well, that's my sister, and that's between y'all and you, my brother." And I thought that was the most stand-up thing that a man could do, because at the end of the day, he's from Texas. Crystal is from Texas, maybe not the same city or with the same circles 24/7, but that was a stand-up thing to do. And that's what we have to do, because in reality, when we begins to have discord with one another, everybody problem is not everybody problem. And I thought that was the most stand-up thing in the world. And I gained a bunch of more respect for my brother, because quite naturally, someone would take the chance to say, "Well, what you coming at my sister for?" But check it out. You know what he said? Sister's a soldier. She can handle her own. You know what I'm saying? And I know that you can handle your own, and I don't see no need for me to be in the middle of that. I love the both of y'all. I hope y'all can squash that. Now that's big boy stuff right there. That's big boy stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he said the same thing to Crystal. So with that being said, I just got the utmost respect for him, and I cannot stand to even think about we have a valuable brother that's sitting behind four walls, and these frauds is about to come out. Trump is about to run again. His little minions is about to run wild. Like I say, they're going to be some wild coons, and they're going to try to mislead people again. I'm going to be right here on the media trying to put you on point when they come about. And we need our brother out here also. So with that being said, let me first start with my brother Eric. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, and then you can pass it around to everybody so we can get this started. How you doing, Eric? Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, and what you represent. But man, this is a real one, fam. This Guerrilla Mainframe and this Black World family in the building. But Eric, go ahead, brother.
Uh, no doubt, no doubt, man. Thanks for having us on, man. Peace and power, prosperity, all power to the people who don't fear freedom. My name is Eric Balogun. I'm the chairman and co-founder of Guerrilla Mainframe. Been a part of many organizations. A lot of people talk about unity, but I believe in being, showing that you believe in unity by being a part of multiple organizations and formations. So, I've been former member of the Malcolm X grassroots roots movement, the logistics coordinator for the George Jackson University, New African Liberation Collective. So, that's what, that's what we do. We unify by organizing with other organizers, not just in the organizations that we founded. And so since, the early 2000s, I've been organizing, me and Yafeyo and some others, been organizing, on the ground, and, trying to make things happen for African people worldwide. Create liberated zones and liberated territories in which Black people can practice some sort of level of self-determination, being self-determining and sovereign without intervention of other people.
Indeed, indeed. And I got a bunch of questions that's coming soon, but let's pass it to your brother.
No doubt.
Peace and power. This is Rakem Balogun. As my brother mentioned, me and him been knowing each other for years. We met each other probably about 2001 in high school, and we started a number of different organizations. And the most, the most established organization that we co-founded together was the Guerrilla Mainframe, and we've had a chance and opportunity to organize on a grassroots level, which I think is most important. Out of the limelight, we have our chance to reach a lot of people. We've had a lot of chances to give political education, which I think is most important, because if you don't know what and why you're doing what you're doing, you're gonna get nowhere. And so it's important, the things that we've been engaged in, because we have learned from a lot of people, but we also have shared information. And so again, I'm the co-founder of Guerrilla Mainframe, another other organizations as well, and I'm just happy and elated to be here amongst comrades and family.
Indeed, indeed. All right, Ace, what's up, my brother? Talk to me.
I'm the founder of Black Royal Family Movement, which is a revolutionary cadre. We have an 8-point program as we continue to fight for justice, freedom, and equality. Rakem is a prominent member. He's on the board of our 501c3, and I'm just studying under Guerrilla Mainframe as we continue to organize the Black community and articulate the grievances in a political fashion. And I'm the chairman of Black Royal Family Movement.
Indeed, indeed. So let me start with Eric. Hey, Eric. So let's talk about our brother first. Let me. I wanna get a screen share real quick of my brother, and then we'll talk about Guerrilla Mainframe in a second, and Black Royal Family.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother Rakem encountered some problems going to a store. I know the story. Going to a store, and I feel as though that, you know, he's locked up unjustly. Is there anything that you can share with us? How bro doing? First and foremost.
Well, the last time any of us had communications with him, his spirits was up. It's about as up as it can be in that situation. So his spirits was up. This is right before he was transferred to where he is now, in Tennessee Colony, Texas, the BDO unit. But this when he was in Collin County. Of course, the unit that he's on now is actually on lockdown. And so, of course, you probably already know that during lockdown, there's no communication, no letters, no, telephone calls, no anything, with the outside world. But prior to that, he was in pretty good spirits. Like I said, as good as spirits as you can be in that circumstance.
Indeed, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any do we have any indication that our brother would come out on the other side of this if we get the support of our people to back this effort? because I know we're gonna say yeah, but I would like to expound upon that just a little bit, because it's gonna take us all to make sure that our brother get on the other side of this situation. You follow me? So looking at the case, does it look like we can come together, put some finances together, and see if we can get our brother on the other side of this situation?
Yes, as you predicted, I would say. But yes, and that's because I believe that, you know, almost anything that we want to do as a people, we can do it. It's just we have to decide that we want to do it. We have to set the intention on, you know, a long-term intention and strategy, you know, organizing the strategy to say this is what we want to do, this is how we want to do it. And so, so of course, yes, we can. It's just going to take consistent efforts. You know, those who are donating, you know, who are writing, things of that nature, continue to do that. It's the consistency is what's going to get that situation to where we want to be. Of course, we want proper representation. What he had before is okay, but you know, we deserve more than okay. This case should have never happened like it happened. You know, so you know, it was a kangaroo style situation, so it shouldn't have happened like it happened. So yes, we definitely can, with the consistent support of those who support, and even newer people who don't know the situation is going on, because we see some people who are recently supported said they didn't even know, you know, about this situation, and so they definitely want to jump on board and support as well. So for those who want to jump on board and support, and those who already support, the consistency will get us to the situation where he could get proper representation and get this overturned in the favor in which it should have been in the first place.
And before I call on my brother real quick, family, this is so serious, right? That there's actually if y'all will indulge me for a second, there's actually a Wikipedia on my brother. You know what I'm saying? This is how important our brother is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he didn't write the Wikipedia himself, because this brother has made history, and he made history in an unconventional way. He was targeted. He was targeted as the first one to be locked up for the Black Identity Extremists Act, which was put on the books, and consequently, a lot of that stuff that they got on the books for Black Identity Extremists came from weird Moors. Weird Moorish Americans was doing weird stuff. But you know, they target us all, regardless of religion, social status, or anything. They don't care. They just need to find a way to get us up in the thing. And so we're talking about Rakem Balogun. And let me read this real quick before I call my brother in the building. So I'm gonna let me see if I can blow this up real quick. Right quick. So I'm gonna blow this up just so we can see it. And I'm gonna just read it from Wikipedia, but it's pretty much what I understand it to be when we're talking about our brother. Let me zoom it just a little bit. It say Rakem, whose real name is Christopher Daniels, is an American activist best known for his involvement in Facebook-related incident that occurred on December 12, 2017, which became headline news in the United States. Balogun enlisted in the U.S. Marines in 2001 and served in Iraq War in 2003. Balogun cites his time serving in U.S. Marine Corps as alienating due to the behavior of racial attitudes of white officers. Now, I don't want you to quote this, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to give you, because I don't know who put this in. I'm not sure if he put it in, but a lot of what I'm trying to get to is the arrest part. So we don't know if these things are quotes from our brother, so just take it as a grain of salt. It said, and left the Marine Corps 3 years into his 8-year contract of the other than honorable discharge. Balogun became a founding member of the groups such as Guerrilla Mainframe in 2008 and Huey P. Newton Gun Club 2014, both based in Dallas, Texas. Balogun cites the killing of unarmed black men by police officers' motivation for creating these groups. In 2016, Balogun distanced himself from Huey P. Newton Gun Club as he felt he had become too influenced by the Black Panther Party, also based in Dallas, which he identifies as Black separatist organization. Something would clash with the social outlook. Like I said, I don't quote my brother on this. I'm just trying to give you an outlook of our brother as it relates to the arrest. But the brothers can expound more on Guerrilla Mainframe in a minute. However, during 2019 interview, Kepler Balogun is seen as leading a demonstration, including several participants in Huey P. Newton Gun Club paraphernalia. Balogun, see, this is why you gotta watch that trick language, family. Anyway, Balogun was startled awake in his Dallas home by a large crash and police officers screaming commands on December 12, 2017, when he and his 15-year-old son was forced outside the Dallas home dressed in their underwear. Balogun was handcuffed and learned FBI agents were investigating domestic terrorism and had been monitoring him for years for posts on Facebook criticizing police. In particular, posts by Balogun praising Makai Johnson, the perpetrator of individual police. The perpetrator of, I said, alleged 2016 shooting of Dallas police officer was cited as grounds of Balogun's arrest. According to Balogun, he was exercising his right to free speech when he praised Johnson, and was not endorsing violence against the individual police officer, but general struggle against Dallas Police Department. I'll stop right there. And the reason why I stop right there, because I interviewed the brother about that, and he have it in his own words on Moorish World TV. So I don't want anybody to take these words as the gospel, because I actually interviewed Rakem here, and he told us everything that we needed to know. So if you can, I'll put the link in here, and you can go back and check that interview out. Don't let somebody write something about us and twist up what we say in an interview and take it for what it is. I just wanted to grab that piece right there to show you that this brother has been targeted. He will continue to be targeted, as many of us that fight for freedom. So let me hit my brother Yah. Brother Yah, how you doing, brother? Brother, I'm so glad to have you here, brother. And I've been communicating with you for the last week or two, something of that matter. But brother, what do you see is happening with our people in this struggle today? It doesn't seem to be moving the meter. All we're seeing is our brothers being targeted. How do you see the movement today, brother?
But the way I see the movement is right now it's a lot of posturing going on. It's a lot of pretending going on right now, particularly within the hyper-masculine Black militant movement. I will tell you that when myself and Rakem and Eric and others got initially engaged in our process, the basis of our work was community-based organizing. That was everything to us. So you may hear about Rakem and guns and things of that nature, and weapons and things of that nature. I want to tell you all that the weapons, the guns, things of that nature, that was only 2% of what we were actually organizing around, the issues we were organizing with. If you read any articles related to Rakem, most of the articles you read about him is based upon him dealing with the community on a most basic level, on an elementary level. And I think this is important. I think the movement today can afford to get back to really just serving the community with love. Now, I will say, and I take sort of responsibility in the sense that earlier, and I'm speaking earlier, 2008, 2007, in those time frames, we initially started the open carry movement in terms of Black people locally here in the state of Texas. In the new sense, new organizing sense, and we did that in a way that which not a lot of people was aware of state statutes here in the state of Texas. And of course, now you see a lot of organizations have grown, used that platform, and have really have taken off. But what the thing that they are forgetting is that it's all based in the community. What I mean by that, I mean there are some grandmothers that need some groceries. There are some kids that can afford to have some teaching, some tutoring, math teaching. There's some young boys out there that need some mentoring. There's some young girls out there that need some positive mentoring. That's the basis. And I think what the movement has to be able to do on all fronts, not just the militant movement, but just across the board, we have to really take our time and really build that foundation with our youth. And it doesn't have to be all sensational. There's nothing sensational about what the work has to be. We don't have to have cameras where we at. We don't, we just got to be able to do the work. And that's the things that Rakem has stood on. And those are things that initially got us going and keeps us going today, because we genuinely have love for the community. but it's based upon us building that relationship of doing work. Rakem has 7 years of working in Highland Hills. You won't read about that in any of those articles you read. You'll hear about him and the FBI, him in Austin, Texas, and them following him for 2 years, and what happened at the airport when we was at the airport, things of that nature. You'll read about those things, but you don't hear about the relationships that he built in Highland Hills. You don't hear about the relationships that he built in Oak Cliff. You don't hear about the relationships. And I think that that's something that we have to get back to, and that's what we're all about.
So when we look at Guerrilla Mainframe, and I want to get to the Black Royal family, brother King Ace in a second, but I want to I'm just compelled to share this with the people so y'all know. So those on Moisture TV, I keep telling you, I'm like a boots on the ground type guy. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I do Moisture TV, and a lot of what I do it to draw you in so we can have these conversations. So I am hip hop. I love hip hop. I am kind of goofy and a funny type of guy. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm also the one that'll smack the bully. You know what I'm saying? Physically, intellectually, appropriately. That's just who I am. I'm all of that. But when it comes to like my brother Yah talking about the work, this is most important. That work that we need to do has been missing for quite some time. And one thing that I've noticed that I'm going to share with y'all in 1 second. Let me see if I can pull it up. One thing that I notice is, family, if you can't relate to this, then you have a real problem. You have a real problem. Let's read this real quick. It says, Guerrilla Mainframe statement on current situation. Guerrilla Mainframe announcement. What we demand as a united front. We demand universal health care for all. We demand freedom for all political prisoners and prisoners of war. We demand community control of police. See, when we look at something like this, we're not looking at some ragtag group of brothers just coming out their basement, coming out their living rooms, coming out their car, just saying, Black Power, Black Power. They actually have a program. And this is what I've been talking about for the longest. When I bring people on the show and I say, well, what's the plan? You ever notice that no one has a plan? They talk about this point plan and that point plan, but listen to this. I'm going to share with you the plan. I mean, listen to this. You watch it. Let me just read a little bit of this. For the last 494 years, African people in America have been the recipients of most vicious attacks of terrorism in human history. We just seen that in Boston. We have witnessed the brutal conditions of convict leasing camps, destruction of black towns, and thousands of lynching during the Jim Crow era. The recent murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor are just a continuation of this horrible process. There are many opinions about what must be done to stop this racial pandemic. And all of this, one fact that remains, there has little or no systematic accountability. But why not? One fact that remains, there has little or no systematic accountability. But why not? Since African people were brought to North America against our will, there has been an ongoing effort to assure that the Black community continues to be at the bottom of the American structure. This is the nature of capitalism, racism, and slavery. It doesn't matter how many Black police, judges, and presidents we have. They are all servants of the U.S. capitalist empire. It is time for a real mass movement that will use its maximum potentials. The working class, under the leadership of a Black revolutionary organizations, under the Black Revolutionary Organization and or party, must take control of the institutions of this society. This is not an easy task. However, organizing, I'm going to say it again, organizing worker cooperatives, mutual aid campaigns, strategically ushering in more progressive to political office to secure a redirection of public funding and resources that can help move the process forward. The vanguard. Now, family, that's that talk I talk. That's that talk I talk. That we need to be in every place, but nowhere, but everywhere. We need to be like I said this before on my show. If a person tells you do not involve yourself in politics because it's politics and it's snakes, they trying to enslave you because the politician, they hold the bag. Get the pen and get the bag. Get the pen and get the bag. But that doesn't mean that's the end all be all. We got to secure our corners. We got to secure our suburbs. We got to secure our fields. But with that being said, Black Royal Family, Brother King Ace, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, my brother.
All right. My name is King Ace. I want to speak briefly. I was at Rakem's trial every day, and he was railroaded. It's impossible for a revolutionary to receive justice in this, racist, oppressive capitalist system. But what I will say, as a student of law, I'm currently finishing up my bachelor's and I'm going, for law school. Me and Rakem started a podcast that was dedicated to Know Your Rights. It was Know Your Rights campaign, Know Your Rights initiative. Rakem, if we can, get him effective assistance of counsel, he should most definitely, receive a full reversal, a full appeal. His case. He should have got self-defense when he was at trial. The jury had 11 white folks and 1 black person. It was a middle class blue ribbon jury, and he didn't receive a fair trial. If they would have followed the law, he would have received self-defense. And then we had over 7 different people speak on his behalf when it was at the sentencing phase, where they had opportunity to give him probation after he was wrongfully convicted, and they refused to even give him, probation when his queen came and she was 8.5 months pregnant. This racist ass jury looked at him. All these different people came and said, his work that he did in the community for the last 20 years, all the different programs he organized. My chairman of my organization came and testified on the Know Your Rights campaign, the survival programs that we organized in Dallas, the mutual aid campaigns, so many different things that he had, led the way, for us in Dallas, and this revolutionary culture, and how we would miss him, and it would be a big, hurt for the community, and they still, gave him 8.5 years. It was personal. The district attorney asked for 15 years. We like, this is a simple case where nobody even was injured or hurt. And the dude said, I'm gonna kill you. And he should have got self-defense.
Can you now? He was. I talked about the case my first go around, but are you able to share a little bit about the case? We know that he went into a store and the guy approached him.
He went into the store. He got into an altercation with the store. The guy who was at the store. He was asking him, the guy was being very ignorant and wasn't trying to speak. He in America, it's common courtesy for people to speak. So to make a long story short, the guy ended up saying something like, I will shoot you. It came to that point. So Rakem was leaving. He yo, you can't lock me in this store. I know my constitutional rights. Let me out this store. I'll have you arrested. And the dude had Rakem he walked around the whole store 2 times. And then Rakem started getting upset. He said some things to the store man when they had a verbal altercation. Rakem was going out the store. The dude kept reaching down like he was reaching for a gun. So Rakem keep looking back at the dude trying to leave. Dude reaching like he about to reach and do something, and Rakem just defended himself.
Yeah. And this what I'm talking about, how people have the intentions of baiting us. Whether he knew who he was baiting or not, it seems like that other cultures, whether they're European or otherwise, outside of the descendants of African culture, they always seem to think that it's okay to approach us any old way and say anything to us, and it's nothing is supposed to happen. Now I'm not one of them type of people that man, yeah, I would have did this, I would have did that. But what is the middle ground to, and this is just a rhetorical question, what is the middle ground to defending ourselves, defending our manhood, as well as trying to avoid the clamps of this beast. How do we do that? Can anybody just chime in? Because like I'm gonna tell you, we was talking about today, and I'm gonna do a show probably tomorrow is Wednesday, and I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. We have some weak brothers among us. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing a show last night, and I was talking about how the police was tasing. Was this the night before last? How the police was tasering people, and many people just sit and watch. How the police shoot or choke out George Floyd, and people just sit and watch. But the moment that one say, no, I'm not going to be the victim of in your headline story tomorrow, then no one ever rallies to the defense as it relates to finance or as it relates to moral support or anything. And so this show is about our financial support and moral support for our brother Rakem, because he could have been just as well as anybody else a headline story. So what is the medium between that, Brother Eric? Because I know I was reading that. How is the medium to that? Like, okay, we're dealing with this monstrous system. However, we also have the right to self-defend ourselves. How do we approach that?
Yeah. Well, one thing is that we have to have a community code of conduct and a code of culture, right? And the reason, like the example you gave earlier, the reason why you see people standing around when people are getting tased or brutalized by the police forces, and you might see somebody standing around, arguing and cussing, why y'all doing that shit to that man, yada, yada, yada. And then you see some people not doing anything. Well, the reason is somebody in their heart, and it may be majority of the crowd, wants to do something about it physically, but they don't know what other person is doing, right? They don't know, well, if I do this, they're thinking about, if I do this, is John over here going to jump in or he going to go somewhere? If I do this, is such and such over here going to do something? Because we don't have a community code of culture and a code of conduct. That's why you must be organized. See what I'm saying? That's why we say we have to get organized. We say organized. A lot of people think we talking about some spontaneous act. Oh yeah, we're mad. We're not talking about no reaction or no emotion. We have to be organized anyway. Your household have to be organized. If your household is not organized, chaos. Kids doing, dishes every goddamn word. Kids fighting, cussing, doing shit at school. Your house, you're arguing every day. The husband and wife, you're not organized. You're not unified. So we're talking about on an ongoing basis. So if our community have a code of conduct and a code of structure, they will understand that. They will understand it when these certain things happen, not when they happen, then we say something. Before these things happen, this is what we should do, not our reaction. This is our response. This group of people do this. This group of people do this. You have people who delegate, have responsibilities dedicated to them, and they don't have to necessarily be in organizations. We're talking about grandmothers can be a part of this. Girlfriends, homeboys, cousins. People who are not in organizations can support and stand in solidarity with those who attempted to help organize them. But you have to have a code of conduct and a code of structure. This said, these are the rules in our community. These are the laws that govern us and hold together our unity. This is what we go by. We don't give a damn what happened. And when something does happen, this is how we respond. And when you do that, the opposing force have to respect it. You know why? Because all of you are responding at the same time. Everybody knows exactly what to do because we're unified. We have a platform we support. We have community leaders we support. And when people come in our community infiltrating and harassing and brutalizing, this is how we going to respond. We don't have to question, if I do this, am I doing this alone? That's what a lot of people is thinking about. But if we all do this shit, it's hard to stop us when we all are involved in the process. And we've seen that when people come together on the unity, that the opposing forces, they have to go back to the drawing board a little bit. But they don't have to do this as much because our communities are disorganized.
Yeah. Well said. And brother, yeah, how long have you been on the front line of this freedom fighting?
I say that me and Cal Fry, we linked together somewhere about 2001, and since then, we've been ripping and running on and off, since then, and so it's been quite a ride. But I would say that the most important things that we've done has been the most grassroots of things. When we have opportunities to bring groceries to elders, as we did in the Pinks, which is in Highland Hills. Which last show you said Oak Cliff, it's in Oak Cliff, the Pinks, where we organized for 7 years strong, and that's part of our legacy here in this city, which is a very strong legacy. One thing I do want to comment on that we are commonly not often acknowledged for is something which you mentioned about conceding space. I agree 100%. We don't need to concede space to anything. Too many times, often, us in the quote unquote Black Power movement have a issue with the politics or being political. Well, I've had the opportunity to learn from great ancestors, Chuck Way Lumumba, who I feel was more of a political father to me. And he showed me, along with Khalid Rahim, this thing about non conceding space. So we got together here recently, I would say as far as a couple years back, and we were able on a grassroots level be a part of the process to organize a street name change. Now you say, now these are same Negroes is running around here with these guns, but see, we're just more so than Negroes with guns is yelling Black Power and don't have any substance. We're very intelligent on how we did, and we led that movement and changed the name of the street. Now just think about this. Now you may say that's symbolic at best, but think about this at DPD headquarters, Dallas Police headquarters, right now, on the front of DPD headquarters, runs across it is Botham Jean Boulevard. And if you know anything about Botham Jean, he was killed, of course, in 2018 by Amber Geiger, and he was shot in his home. Now we had the opportunity to platform his particular issue and take it before the city, and not only work directly with the family to try to get them some justice, but also plant his name, which will last forever, right in front of DPD headquarters, to the point where the Dallas police, when they look at that check says Botham Jean Boulevard. Now imagine if Minneapolis said George Floyd, or Baltimore said Freddie Gray Street, whatever. So it's just a mental thing. So they're fighting us on mental fronts. We also have to be able to fight them on mental fronts, and that's something that we were able to collectively do as grassroots organizers, which is important.
Since 2001, since you've been moving and shaking, have you seen a change in the way that this fight is being fought? I've been doing YouTube since 2016 or something, and then recently with the Grandmaster Jay Fiasco, I began to involve myself in the lookout movement. Like, look out for him, look out for them, look out for him, look out for them. Have you seen a change in how this is being dealt with? I don't see a lot like you talking about groceries to the elders who probably couldn't get to the grocery store, or doing things, healthcare and things like that. Like, I'm with the lookout movement. I'm like, look out for these people that ain't doing that. Look out for these people. Have you seen a change since 2001 where people were really, really active in trying to enrich the community, to now that it seems like this YouTube era, everybody just want to turn on the camera and just yell and talk?
I'll be completely honest with you. In 2001, at least in my neck of the woods, it wasn't hardly any activity going on in 2001. And it probably remained that same, in my opinion, at least up until Trayvon Martin was killed or murdered, I should say. And I think that's what kind of brought everyone out. But I think that in this particular era, the way that we're organizing obviously has had to change. We have to get out of that old style organizing. And what I mean by that is thinking that we're just going to put on some uniforms and put on chest rigs and have weapons in our hands and march down the street and things of that nature. That's almost like something out of the '60s. My elder Bandeli Tayumba, may he rest in peace, the founder of Pan African Connection, always said, "Why are you guys going backwards? Let's just go forward." So the challenge is within the movement collectively, and this is not obviously not a diss, but we have to figure out how to move forward and how to organize differently than the ways that we did in the 60s and 70s. That the way we've been organizing is a beat up movement. It's beat up, and we have to figure out how to modernize ourselves because, as we know, those that's in power or those elitists, etc., are organizing 10 steps ahead, and so we have to figure out. And so they never expected us to try to shoot for a street name change. Imagine that's symbolic at best. They wouldn't even think we knew how to read or put things together or organize together to be able to successfully do that, but we were. And because we was able to do that, it's a psychological effect on BPD, Black Police Department. It's a mind pressure to them. That I want to use other words, but it put pressure on their mind to the fact that they have to step out and be on Bobby Jean Boulevard. But I think that we have to modernize our way of organizing this period, and we have to get out of the old ways. We got to approach it totally different.
Before I go to my brother Black Royal Family, I wanted to anybody can grab this if you want. When I studied the Black Panthers, the original Black Panthers, and I used to look at all the work that they used to do to from the groceries to the where the WIC program come from, the breakfast program, and even the health care in the communities. And we know that this takes finance. This takes some dollars and cents. Has anybody ever examined how they were able to acquire this finance to finance these endeavors? Because it seems to me, it's a saying in the Prophet Noble Ali's teachings, that it takes finance to uplift a nation. And it seems to me that we need to be more strategic in our financial strategies, if you will, because the Black Panther I was listening to who was I listening to today? Brother said, yeah, we feeding 8,000 people in Chicago. I remember we feed 8,000 children in Chicago. I was like, whoa, 8,000. Like, we don't even know what 8,000 people moving at once look alike no more. We don't even know what that look like no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, think about it though. Can you just imagine 8,000 of us, just 8,000? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the strategies to raise money and to raise awareness of how to raise money. Is any of those strategies been worked on or on the ground? Because I need some myself.
Yeah, I will speak on that. Me and Rakem speak. We struggle for hours on creating different programs as far as financial literacy. He was big on that with the Black Royal Family, and we actually created a business account, and we had put a program together where he was in charge of investing our money into the stock market to help free up time so we can organize. So we have a lot of volunteers that believe in the work that we do, that watched us for years. So everybody would donate. We would donate $35 to $40 a month, and we would invest that money. We would do it for over to a 10-year period, and then we would all just split the profits so we can free up some of our time. And we spend our own money anyway, so all the money that the volunteers is investing, Rakem would invest it in Apple stocks or Microsoft or index funds, and we would let that money grow. That's what we continue to do as we, moving forward. But just finding different ways to, organize in the 21st century. We got to be very strategic, from being involved on a digital, and just we have to find different ways to organize and get to these youth. We organize revolutionary youth programs, but I think it's important that we adapt with the time.
And Brother King Ace, what exactly is Black Royal Family, if you could put it in words, so if people wanted to join, they can have a working knowledge of Black Royal Family? What is Black Royal Family organization?
It's just really a revolutionary cadre of individuals that's humane and that's fighting for justice, freedom, and equality. Just to simplify it.
And you're based out of Dallas?
Yes.
So family, if you're in Dallas, man, you need to listen. One thing I always say, we cannot be talking about some frauds if there is not an alternative. You know what I'm saying? If there's a fraud, there's a real one. Like I say, people in the streets, if we're going to get the person off of some dope, then you might as well get them on to some life. You know what I mean? If you're going to get them off of death, you got to get them on to some life. You can't, two things can't be in the same space at one time. But family, if if you've been watching my program, if you've been watching this, you already know that I don't deal with no frauds. Once I see you're a fraud, I'm gonna call you on. It is what it is. But that is not the motivation of Morris World TV. The motivation of Morris World TV is to say that if the frauds are there, what we need to do is find out the legitimate people that are there so we can get this work done. And the legitimate brothers are right here. Right here. Y'all need to definitely either send me an email if you are in Dallas or Texas area. If there is some other chapters, we'll find out in a minute. But if y'all are ready to do the revolutionary thing, what real revolutionary is about, it's really about change. It's really about change. And my father used to always say to me, "You mother ever." He cussed me out all the time. He passed for him now, but he said, "You mother ever. Y'all don't know nothing but no revolution. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Because you don't want to change your damn self." And that's the whole thing. If we're not ready to change ourselves, we definitely are not ready to change our conditions. And that's the bottom line. Brother Eric, is there a way if one wanted to join you? Is there a qualification? What does it take? Because I've watched, since my brother Rakem, man, I didn't watch y'all train. I didn't seen y'all do charitable acts. I didn't seen a whole bunch of things. I mean, even the professionalism as it relates to media. You know what I mean? The whole nine. What does it take to be in Guerrilla Mainframe?
Mm-hmm. Well, you just named a few of the things, a couple of things just now. For one, the first thing is that a person has to, of course, we do the application process, talk to your interview, but a person has to go through at least 3 months of political education. Of course, that's not the end all of it. It's ongoing. But a person has to at least go through 3 months of political education, community activism, and they have to train. They have to show some kind of effort. You don't have to be a combat commando. You don't have to be The Rock. You don't have to be Bruce Lee's little cousin. You just have to be a person that is willing to show unity. And also, like you said, Tark, like you said, you have to be a person that's willing to improve yourself. And once you come to the table and we see that, we right then and there, we show brother and sisterhood and love for you, to bring you along, but you just have to show the effort in training. Training to show that you want to be trained. And we didn't, and it wasn't just as far as the training, it's just not self-defense, weapons without weapons. We also did security training, how to secure an area, how to secure a neighborhood, how to Rakem, speaking of Rakem, the man we talking about, Rakem did some classes at the height of all the rallies and protests, like Yafeo mentioned, after the Trayvons and Freddie Gray really turned up a notch as far as the national protests. So around that time, Rakem conducted a class on how to secure each other, how to secure a cadre or formation during a protest when things get out of hand. And it wasn't for the people that's armed, right? The people that's armed, like some of us, we might be armed, we know certain things, but it's for the people who are activists and organizers who are not necessarily armed to train in self-defense. He did a class on how to protect each other when the opposing forces get out of hand, and to keep each other safe and still be aggressive in your protest. Those were some very productive classes he taught. So you have to do these things, you know what I'm saying? You have to participate. You have to be willing to talk with somebody in the community respectfully. Learn how to talk to people.
And Brother Eric and King Ace and Yah, just say Yah for sure, so I won't brutalize it. I was in the midst of the Freddie Gray riots, you know what I'm saying? And I got a lot of footage. I mean, I was in places where nobody could go unless you was participating. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of that footage I could never show. I'd never put it out. You know what I'm saying? But I watched how, to your point, I watched how the police, the authorities are so trained in crowd control. They so trained in predicting the response of our people. I watched them, and I got the footage, and I showed it to brothers in the temple. I watched them, how they moved our people like sheep. We're going to move them over here. They'll be coming down this street. And they literally, I would run up and run around and watch how they would control people and move them. How they would stand right here and the people would go right where they wanted to go. It was kind of like cattle herding. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
so the expertise of our brother Rakem is very, very important. And this is why we need him out here. I wanted to add this. Do you think that's why one of the reasons amongst many that he is being targeted because he does have the expertise into training, into raising a younger generation as well as older and middle-aged generation on how to defend themselves from the intellectual warfare? Because, like you say, it's a mind thing. Do you think that's a part of the targeting?
I think.
Oh yes, definitely. Oh, that's for y'all. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just going to say that according to the FBI, they started targeting Rakim specifically in Austin, Texas, about 2016. We did a like a maneuver, if you will, on March 16th, 2016. Excuse me, March 15th, 2016. And I can tell you there was a number of individuals there. To make a long story short, they could have targeted any one of us,
Mm-hmm.
for any number of reasons. But it was something about Rakim, maybe the way he
Yeah.
wrote, maybe the way he talked, and they looked at, because you know how these folks do. They look at everybody's experiences, things they went through.
Mm-hmm.
And when they saw military train, U.S. Marine Corps, combat train, etc., then that's somebody they're going to be concerned about. And so obviously this sets Rakim apart. And not only that, he was also young. You got to think about it. At that particular time, we was less than 30 for sure. At that particular time, and so here he is, organizing consistently, as I was talking about in Highland Hills, and also teaching men and women and children different ways and methods on how to defend themselves. And let me just be clear, not just hand to hand and not just with weapons, but obviously knowing how to make yourself being noticed if you're in a particular situation. There's different ways to defend yourself on different levels for different people. And this is something that Rakim is very experienced in, meaning that he has something that he can show everybody. It don't matter if you're in a wheelchair. It don't matter if you are a kid. It don't matter if you're a grown man or a grown woman. He has something to show. And so I'm sure that from that point, at least admittedly by the FBI and FBI agent Aaron Cayley, his investigation, they targeted him obviously because he had that training and obviously because he had that experience and also because he's a people's person. And that's something that a lot of people don't have. That's a skill he had. He's a people's person as well.
And I want to add that, family, if you're watching this today, if you can't donate $1, donate a pen, donate a letter, donate some encouragement. You know, the address is up there. Send the brother a letter. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the encouragement helps us get to the next step until our boat arrives or our ship arrives and our ship comes in. And sometimes we need that encouragement. I mean, more than likely we need that encouragement, man. Imagine, let me tell you something. I've been to college before, if y'all don't know about it. I've been to college. I haven't told my whole story yet, but I've been to college before. In the college, when I've been to college, it wasn't you know, wasn't the type of college you seen on with the Bill Cosby show. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Hillman. Let me just say that. You know what I'm saying? And so we need to support our brother. You know, somebody say, how do we contact? The contact is right on the screen. And it's going to be in the description once the show come down. But with that being said, family, I'm gonna tell you, this college that I've been to, it wasn't no Hillman, nor was it a Spelman. And I can tell you right now, our brother is on lockdown, and it's not Morgan State University, you know. And so I would encourage anybody. If let me tell you something. One thing about us, man, like I'm looking at gas here in Baltimore. It's $4.45 a gallon. You know what I'm saying? It's $4.45 a gallon. But at least we do have the luxury to put a key in the car and to go ahead about our business. So if you could do a gallon of gas to the brothers, $ Project Black 101. If you could do a gallon of gas, you know how that gallon of gas, oh my God, a gallon of gas. Well, just say, oh my God, let me just drop my brother 450. But I mean, if you can do a little more, we know we can do more. But if you think you're sacrificing in gas, this is a greater cause and this is a greater sacrifice that need to be done. So, and all those who can't afford the 445, at least afford a stamp. I know this brother. This is not some run of the mill type, some guy that reached out to me. In fact, his queen reached out to me initially. She got a baby at home. Y'all see my children? The one thing about me, I be throwing these frauds under the bus, but I be right here with my children. I be right here with my children because when you're a true freedom fighter, you can't hide anyway. When you truly fighting for freedom, you can't hide. You can't hide your family. Only thing we have in our favor is the protection and the love of our people and the universal creator. That's it. So if our people love us, they will protect us. If we doing the work of the ancestors and the creator, we gonna be fine. So y'all know how I feel about my children. His children can't even see him right now. You heard what Eric said. So, I mean, the least we can do is show our support, family. The least we can do is show our support at minimum. Let me ask my brother Ya. Brother Ya, what do y'all have in store for the future as it relates to this political atmosphere that is building as we witness in what is that Buffalo recently, and it's starting. They're going to politicize these acts of violence against us, and they're going to use that. I would predict they would use that for more gun control and things of that nature. I love the beautiful state of Texas. I ain't gonna front. You know what I'm saying? When I was in Texas and I seen a sign, it said guns, many of them. Everybody come. It was like a billboard sign on the back roads. Like I guess some European just had a bunch of guns. And so the gun thing in Texas is a decent law that's not in Maryland. But however, it seems that they're going to be working on that. How do you feel about the political climate as they use in these random acts of violence against us as a reason to regulate these gun laws?
I think first and foremost, as a black man or black woman, or Moor or Israelite or whatever we identify ourselves with, African, whatever, I think we'd be foolish at this particular point in time as it relates to what occurred in Buffalo to allow the system to.
Hey, hold on. See, my brother know Willie Gun Shop. Huge inventory. My brother M. Nugent know that. Hey, M. Nugent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because that's the man, that's my brother M. Nugent. M. Nugent, that's the exact sign. Willie Gun Shop. And every time I rode past that when I was in Texas, I said, good goodness gracious, you would never see a sign like that in Maryland. But I love the idea that people are able to defend themselves.
Right.
And we got to make sure that those rights stay intact. But go ahead and finish, my brother. And last but not least, Black Scion said he's going to donate $50 a month. And he's been a friend of Moorish World TV for a long time. So thank you, Black Scion. Compton's in the house without a doubt. I know he loves guns. Now, I love you, family. Black Power and Gunpowder, Guerrilla Mainframe in the building. Peace and love to you. But go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying we'd be foolish to allow these folks to disarm us. But I would say above anything else, above even the weapons, and I know it sounds foolish to some to say, above the weapons, the most critical thing that we can ever have, the most important thing we have is political education. That's the most important thing that we ever can have, you know, because you can be a soldier and massacre people and have no education, but with that political education, you can turn around and save your people. And
Yeah.
so we first have to have political education. That's the first thing I want to mention. The
Yeah.
second thing, of course, is we'd be foolish to allow, you know, particularly the liberal wing in this country to disarm us based upon the actions of white supremacists, white genocide against people of color. We'd be very foolish. And so I think we have to, as a community, we have to, number one, be educated on the gun laws, you know, be educated on what's going on in your city. I can't express a person enough to be, if you're not engaged, at least be aware of what's going on in city government, because that's where it all starts from. You might your vote you may not have a necessarily a stronger vote as it come on nationally, but what I mean to say is that locally you can control, and we have to begin to control our communities very close, very local, very close to home. You can control what's going on in Baltimore. You know, we can control what's going on here in Dallas, and we can organize around that. So if you do your part in Baltimore and Black Zion do his part in Compton, then we can try to pull this together and you know, make something happen that can help our people endure. So that's the most important thing.
Man, listen, do y'all hear this? This is what I'm talking about, family. When people try to come down hard on me because I be calling out these frauds, I call them out because they don't talk like this. If you're not talking like this, you ain't talking about nothing. If you ain't talking about taking care of our elders, if you ain't talking about taking care of them babies, if you ain't talking about educating yourself, if you ain't talking about defending yourself, if you ain't talking those type of conversations, you ain't talking about nothing. Rhetoric to the police, you pig, like brother say, you know, we organized like in the 60s, but that's the 60 approach. That's the 60s approach, bro. I'm telling you, my brother, that's my language right there, brother. That's my language. I didn't forgot my whole question when you was talking. I got so excited because here in Baltimore, that's one of the things that we're working on. We have a program called the Alliance for Political Accountability, where everybody is accountable for their political role in this government. Everybody, the dope boys accountable, baby mama accountable. We go door to door and say, baby mama, you know that pamper you paid tax for? That's your money. Homie, you know you paid tax on that blunt. That's your money. Somebody gonna spend that money. If you don't, come sign this paper. Let's get our paper back. You see what I'm saying? And the Alliance for Political Accountability is being able to go door to door and tell baby mama, tell homeboy, tell the D-boy, tell the person in corporate America, tell the homeless person that you have a political responsibility. And it's time for you to be accountable to your responsibility. And once I get you to be accountable, we can hold those in the seat of power accountable or remove them by our numbers. Period, point blank. My brother dropped off. His phone might have died. But Eric, man, I'm telling you, this is amazing, man, that our language is, and I'm a bona fide Moorish American. This is what I tell people. There is no division in our people. The only division is in the hearts and minds. So let me word it different. The only division amongst our people is in the mind of one who wants to be divided. If I'm out of order or you out of order and I call you on it, prove me that I'm wrong or just get yourself in order so we can move on. You follow me? Get yourself in order so we can move on. Exactly. So King Ace, what do you look forward to in the next year or so with Black Royal Family there in Dallas?
First, I want to say I started my first chapter of Black Royal Family. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I want to send my condolences out to the families in Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, brother?
Yeah, I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Wow, bro. Are you in Dallas now?
Yeah, I'm in Dallas now.
Wow, bro. So yeah. My condolences too. I mean, because you got ties to the community. But go ahead, my brother.
Yes, I'm working with a lot of different community leaders in Buffalo, trying to organize a program. I've been telling them for the longest that we need a revolutionary program out there. Now people starting to really pay attention to that treacherous act that took place. But I think you know, looking for Black Royal Family, I look forward to us just continuing, you know, we have the Vanguard survival program that we all work in conjunction with Guerrilla Mainframe and other revolutionary organizations out here in Dallas. I look forward to us, you know, building that. We currently just got a building where we can organize once a month events, where we do events once a month. So I want us to do that and just continuing, you know, to organize the Black community in a political fashion and continue just to fight for justice, freedom, and equality.
If you don't mind me asking, Brother Ace, how old are you?
29.
29, bro. And have you come up with strategies to get your generation involved? Because one of the problems that that I see we have is that they try to push this thing like it's the older and the younger can't come together. But it seems like I don't know the different age between you and Eric and Brother Yah, but it seems like y'all doing pretty good to me. But now with you in the 29-year-old bracket, have you come up with strategies in order to get the interest of your constituents in your age bracket?
Yeah, you got to meet them where they at. Like with my age bracket is, you know, they really don't have any real, you know, political education. But you have to meet them where they at and start them conversations. You gotta they like music, they like the party. You gotta do events where we organize with them. Like we got this building in the middle of South Dallas. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna organize cookouts. We're gonna have mutual aid supplies for the community. We're gonna do cookouts, and inside we're gonna have conversations like me and Eric. Sometimes we organize political education events. We have a round table. We have food, free food, and different things of that nature. Just meeting the youth. You got to meet them where they at. You know, that's the only way you're gonna make change with them. Because they not. It's hard to get to my age bracket. They
Yeah.
so distracted.
But hey, I salute you because I'm gonna tell you in Dallas. Oh my goodness, man, that hip hop there, man. I'm trying to tell you, if it's a reflection, if it's a reflection of what's going on in Oak Cliff, that hip hop there, I'll be listening. That said, God, there's a crisis for real. The brother, I'm like, for real. So yeah, you got your work cut out for you, brother. You definitely got your work cut out for you. And my brother, yeah, this is just a sidebar. Anybody ever tell you that you the rebirth of Fred Hampton, brother? Brother, your voice is like, I'm like, man, is this Fred? Is that you, Fred?
I've heard it a couple times, but you know, the biggest thing is that we just been out here so long, Grand Sheik. You know, we've been out here so long, and we glad to see. Even though I may not be as old as you, I think you're older than me for sure. I'm glad to see brothers like Ken Gates out here,
yes,
been leading the front here recently, you know, and doing an excellent job at it. So, you know, publicly, I just want to salute him and his efforts. And also the important thing that he did mention that it's kind of the way we were under Bendeli Tayumba, who was our political teacher, was he was humble in how he approached Rakem. A lot of times, you know, particularly with the youth, sometimes they don't want to be humble on how they approach somebody a little bit longer than themselves. And so he approached Rakem humble, and they've had that relationship, and I congratulate that, and I hope that others will follow King's Ace example, so that when they encounter someone, an elder particularly, they show respect. I'm one of those people that think that an elder deserves respect, and if you can't be respectful to an elder, then you need to distance yourself. I'm not one to disrespect for the elder. So I just wanted to salute King Gates, you know, for being a great example of that.
Indeed. And let me ask my brother Eric, if you could paint a picture, hold up, if you could paint a picture of the personality of our brother Rakem, how would you paint that picture so people can maybe personalize his situation, you know, so people can see him? How would you describe our brother from a personality perspective?
I hate to say don't judge a book by its cover, but you know, because he's a he has a background in wrestling. You know, he used to wrestle at Kimber High School here in Dallas. You know, he actually volunteered to coach with the with the athletes at Kimball High School wrestling team also. So he's a guy that's muscular, but he looks nerdy too. He's muscular, but he got the glasses. You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as his physical presence. But I mean, he's a father. He pays for his daughter's dance classes. You understand? You know what I'm saying? He takes his kids to his son's basketball games. And things of that nature. Going to the park. He's taking in other youth and mentoring them. That's the picture that we always painted of him, and not just because he's behind bars, but because that's who he is. You know what I'm saying? That's what he is, a father, mentor. I remember plenty of times he used to call me up at, we call comrades, we call each other middle of the night, no matter what's going on. We be tired, but comrades calling middle of the night. And it was several times he would call me, yeah, Sherman, I got this group of youth, man, and they be like 14 to 17 years old. He be like, yeah, I got these group of youth, man, and he already done mapped out a plan what he want to do with them. Like, yeah, I want to get with him on this here, this, that, man, and you can hit him on this here, and then maybe, when once they meet Yafeo and all other comrades, some of the sisters, we can do this, do that, and we can raise some funds with them, we can get them economically literate. I mean, he been just met him like a month or two ago. You know what I'm saying? He be calling me, talking about, what he want to do with them. You know what I'm saying? How he wants to pour into them, and that's what he was about. And that's what he is about. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, he has it. Sometimes I guess he can have an intimidating presence to those, I guess, who are intimidated. I don't see that, but but he's very approachable, very approachable. He might be more approachable than some of us, because I know sometimes I can be a little zero tolerant, and I'm approachable. We all are, but I can be a little bit zero tolerant sometimes. A little bit more than I was, when me and Yafeo started as teenagers, but he's very approachable. Like I say, he get with the youth, he's concerned about what's going on with the family, taking them in, trying to help them out. And that's what he's all about, and that's what about the name Balogun is all about. You know what I'm saying? For me, those who don't know, West African origin, Balogun. I remember in the kangaroo court, they tried to slander that name. One of the visitor tried to slander the name, and Balogun means war chief, done it, or whatever the cracker said. But Rakem was able to defend that, that name, and let them know, like, it means community protector. You know what I'm saying? It means leader. Those who guide those in the direction they need to go. That's what it means. That's the biggest part of it. You only a war chief when it's time to go to war. It's not always a time for war, and he understands that.
Well said. Well said. How about you, Yaf? If you to paint a picture of our brother, because when I speak, I don't like you say he probably has an imposing personality for one who has that operate on the softer side of the spectrum.
Right, maybe, right.
But
right.
I see what our young men should aspire to be, like full-rounded man, like the real deal. He ain't gonna cut any corners. He gonna tell you what it is.
Yeah,
and it is what it is.
Right.
How would you describe him, brother Ya? If you could describe him to our people who watch today, in case they look him up and they see how because the main thing is going to come up is how the feds target him and how he was able to overcome that, and how we are going to help him to overcome this. But to paint a picture of our brother, how would you do that, bro?
Man, number one, he's a family man. That's the first and foremost thing I can say about him. He's a family man, and he takes care of his children, his extended family, and his children in general. And I think that's important to mention. He's been a great example of being a father. I'm talking about someone who's taken the full responsibility of his household. So we talk about the activism part, the revolutionary organizing part, but so many times often we rarely talk about the family value.
Hey, brother, let me cut your wisdom for 1 second. It's a brother that's a mod on the show, and he came on the show last week, and he said you can't act like you are in revolutionary mode 24 hours a day. And what he was saying is that our people come on these screens and they seem like they don't have no emotional family life, like they don't have an emotional everyday work life, that they all rah pow pow shit. You know what I mean? And so, but I just wanted to understand. My brother Cryptonomics said that. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you're not revolutionary of the mind, in the mind 24/7 or 25/8, but but there's another side too, and that's what I'm talking about, brother Jan. So go ahead, brother. A family man, because that's what I am first and foremost.
Yeah. To see Rakem is to see his kids, and see his people around him. And I'm just talking about the man away from some of the images that if they Googled his name, they see, they have certain images, and obviously these images are designed to portray, put something in your brain. But like I said, he's a family man, and he's constantly working and trying to figure out how to invest his money. And I think that those of us who are trying to get our money to work for us, even when we're not actually physically working, I think that's important. We have to be able and be willing to get off the plantation. And I think that that's the biggest part of freedom at this particular moment, is getting away from these plantations that was created for them. That's what Rakim was working on. And so I say, when I see him now, what I imagine him now doing, obviously I know he's on lockdown. I know that he's trying to stay as sharp mentally as he can. I know he's working out as much as he can, and I know he's trying to eat as best as he can. And I think the support that we need from the community, or we asking from the community, is obviously to potentially help assist with his appeal case, which I think is important because we want to try to get him home. But secondly, also just consider, like what you were saying, about the family part. He has a family. I think in total, he's supporting a total of 6 or 7 children, and I think that that's quite a bit. He just recently had a child a few days ago, a little girl, which is, I think is has to be mentioned as well, which really touches my heart. And I couldn't imagine. I'm a father of 4 myself, and I couldn't imagine being away from my children for extended period of time, or et cetera, like what potentially Rakim is facing. So our purpose is to attempt to get the word out, to help him get some support, and also to say is that we don't have all the answers. We're not here today on your platform trying to portray or act as though we have all the answers. What we are saying is that if we can take some collective responsibility and work together to provide solutions, then I think we'll get further than having us portray as though we got the answer. So we're here to support Rakim, and we know that he's been an excellent example as a father, a leader, a teacher, and he truly exemplifies what the name Balogun means, even in that situation where that prosecutor, district attorney prosecutor, was trying to slander him based upon him taking of that name, which he earned.
Man, well said, well said. And King Ace, you said you went to court with him every day.
Every day.
Yeah, every day. What was that like, bro?
And we were just talking during the trial, and they actually rushed the trial. Jury selection was, I think, Monday. The trial was Tuesday. He was sentenced on Wednesday. I never seen, and I've been studying law for a year. I never seen something that was rushed so quick. But we thought he had the case beat at the end of the trial. When you can go to recess, we would go to lunch. We would talk about him like you got this beat. And at first they wasn't trying to offer. They offered him a lesser included offense, assault, a misdemeanor. He like, nah, we'd take that. They can offer the misdemeanor. We'd take that because it's not a felony. But the jury, they even denied to give him the misdemeanor. When they read the charge to the jury, you got to find him guilty on these certain charges. I'm thinking for sure that he wasn't gonna get found guilty on this felony aggravated assault charge.
Yeah, when I spoke with his queen, man, that just sounds so. I've never seen a court move so fast in my life.
Yeah.
When she told me a few months ago, I've never seen a court move so fast. Like never, ever.
I think the judge, the district attorney, and his defense attorney was all in cahoots because he didn't even know he was gonna start trial. Like we had thought he was gonna be out for the rest until like October. He was gonna start trial, and he went to court that day, and the lawyer said, "Well, it was 6 of the trials. Everybody took pleas. You start today." Like that don't never. If you'd had effective assistance of counsel, it would never played out like that. I think that his defense attorney was in cahoots with the court.
Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. I wanted to share another thing, family. It's a little bit. It's on topic. I guess it applies. Look, fam. Let me tell you something, family. When we look at our brothers and our sisters who are political prisoners, it's a crying shame that they don't get the support that they need to overcome this madness. It's a crying shame. When we look at Mumia, and I was looking at some pictures of Mumia, he has a skin problem and he's not getting a proper medical condition and attention. And you never hear these people that jumps in front cameras all the time. You never hear them talking about Mumia. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about my brothers like a Guerrilla Mainframe and Black Royal Family. Y'all not familiar with them because they don't prostitute the camera. They're trying to do something on the ground. And so I'm referring to those who always in front the camera. You know what I mean? You don't never hear them talking about Rat Brown. You don't never hear them talking about Mumia. You don't never hear them talking about many of the political prisoners that I think it was Conway, I think his name was Connie.
Marshall Eddie
Conway.
Conway, yeah, Eddie Conway. I mean, you never hear them talk about these names. And the brother that recently was released, after
Santiago Coley.
Santiago Coley. You never hear these people talking about that. And this is the reason why I say that they are so fraudulent, because they get camera time. They get camera time. They run to the camera, but you never hear them campaign for our brothers that they pose to be standing on shoulders. Those are the shoulders that we stand on. And, and it's a crying shame that these people that jumped in front of the camera do not use that camera time. So I'm going to use this camera time for a second and welcome our brother home, Brother Coley. 1 second. Let me see if I can find this real quick. This brother was locked up for 49 years.
Damn.
He was one of the longest held political prisoners in the world. Definitely in the country.
49 years, family.
I didn't even know when they released him.
Just this month.
Okay.
Just
That's
this
great.
month, the 10th. I think it was the 10th or somewhere around the 10th. But yeah, they just released him. And so the point that I'm making is that we look at our brother Rakem, and we're not going to let this happen to our brother, and it should not happen to our brother here. It should not happen to any of our freedom fighters. It just should not happen. And so with that being said, family, I want y'all to, whatever you can help with, help out. It's going to be a journey. You know what I mean? But we got to get to the destination. So I just saying that, because I spoke with the brother, I know the brother, and I feel as though that it could be any one of us. It could be any one of us. Me using Morse World TV to bring the real and out those little ops and those little, I consider them the agents of whoever they're working for, whether it's corporate, because most people think agent has something to do with the FBI and the CIA and all that. Some of them be corporate agents to prostitute little products or prostitute distractions or whatever. You never know what it's all about, because capitalism plays a big role in politics. You see what I'm saying? So distractions are always necessary for those to get the upper hand. Brother King Ace, if you get a chance to talk to Rakem in the near future, you think you'll be able to go and visit him soon?
Yeah, I will. Whenever he reaches out to me, he had put me on his visiting list, so whenever I can get confirmation that I can go visit him and confirm his visiting hours, I'll be going to see him.
When you go and see him, what are some of the things that you plan to discuss with him? Are you are you able to and I'm gonna ask you this because this is what I want you to do. Are you able to articulate to him the love that the people have for him and let him know that he need to hold on? If you can't do it, I gotta put somebody else on the mission.
Yeah. I'll be able to articulate that. I'll let them know that, we definitely appreciate you, using your platform to bring awareness to our revolutionary comrades struggle. And I'll definitely, let them know you send your love, and I'll let them know that the people are out here in full support of him, and that we're gonna continue to scream free Rakem until it's backwards.
Yeah, and my thing is I want to try to do this every other month. So until they get tired of it, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, you Morse World TV citizens, y'all going to get tired and y'all go and support, because we have 110 people in the chat right now. But if I was talking about some conscious community nonsense about a Sinetta or one of these crazy little platforms, or it would be 500 people in here right now. And this is just the state of mind of our people right now. This is the state of mind of our people. And so because that's the state of mind of our people, if I got 100 people in the chat today, that means if I do foolishness, it'll be 500 in the chat. That means I need to do 5 more shows so I can get that 500 number. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I need to do that 5, because let me tell you something. I wish that you would do the same for me, Ace, or Eric. I wish you would do the same for me if I was in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Hey, do you think that that we'll be able to? Matter of fact, what I wanted to ask you before I go to that question: do you have? Are there any more chapters that going to be coming up where, if one wanted to get with Guerrilla Mainframe, would they be able to bring Guerrilla Mainframe to their city? And what would that take? Without too much detail, but I wanted to ask about, how people can get involved, basically, is my question.
Gotcha. I think the best thing to do, because Guerrilla Mainframe itself is a selective organization.
And I love it.
Yeah, you got a number of organizations that will accept anybody that requests membership. That's not the way Guerrilla Mainframe operates. As a matter of fact, that was something that Rakem was very much so against. And so the best way to communicate with us is to reach out to Chairman Eric, and he will take everything from there. But just to kind of reiterate kind of what I stated again, Guerrilla Mainframe has never been the type of group that wanted to be in Los Angeles and wanted to be in Phoenix. And we weren't like that at all. We're very selective, and we're very tight knit. And so because we're tight knit, when things like this happen to one of our family members, we try to organize the best way we can to support those that he loves as well. So that's how Guerrilla Mainframe operate. But you
my main man, Krypton Diamond say, I'm glad he said that. And if y'all looking at the camera, y'all see me smiling, right? Y'all see me smiling, and the reason why I'm smiling, brother, I don't mean to cut your wisdom. Y'all get me excited. King Ace, Eric, and y'all get me excited. The reason why I'm smiling is because that's one of the things that's needed. Like, I don't know the process. I don't want to know the process. But what I want to know is that it's a secure process. That's what I want to know. Because guess what? You will be the one that I will call on when I'm looking for the real to support me. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know that the process is secure. I don't need to know the whole process. I just need to know that it's secure. You follow me? So, with that being said, somebody said, who is Royal? This is my bro, Big Wolf. Swoop Whoop Gang in the building. That's my guy. He says, who is Royal Black Family? That's my guy. Salute Big Wolf. He's the OG of the OGs here in Baltimore. Blood Gang in the building. Like I said, man, I don't cut no corners, man. I love my people from all walks of life. I almost got put out the temple because they say you're blood, because I was rocking with my people. They're my people, my brothers. But whatever, put me out the temple. Do what you got to do. But he asked my brother King Ace, who is the Black Royal Family?
It's a revolutionary cadre of, individuals that, we do political education weekly. Every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. we organize different survival programs in the community. We just try to, be a model for the people to follow and appreciate, and just stand on revolutionary principles as we continue our growth and development.
And let me say to my brother, you was just talking to my brother Big Wolf here in Baltimore. I remember we did a lecture one time here in Baltimore, and it's a lot of our men need to really get with some revolutionary groups and learn revolutionary training and education. And we were man, we were in this church, I think, and I don't know why they chose to give Wolf the mic, but this is very significant. Wolf told everybody, he was read down everything, and they gave him the mic, and Wolf said, listen, y'all are so weak that I would take all you out and raise your children myself, because y'all raising punks. Now, he didn't say those words, but he said it's so wrong. And so I say this to those who watching, because we got brothers that in all aspects, in all corners of our community, whether they be blood, whether they be revolutionary organization, whether they be religious organization, we got real people in every corner of our community. And the real, it's time for the real to come together so we can outweigh this fakeness. And this is why I think Brother Eric say about working with other organizations. Somebody said that earlier about working with other organizations, because we got real everywhere. And my brother Wolf said he looked at the crowd, and it was a nice crowd right there. He said, F all of y'all. I will kill all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was looking in shock. Their eyes was big as mine. He was like, because basically what he was saying in retrospect is that we're raising soft men. We're raising soft boys that'll turn into soft men. And they're not protecting the community. They're not feeding the community. I'm talking about I think the Bloods in Baltimore fed more people on Thanksgiving than churches at some points of times. You know what I'm saying? And they get a bad rap. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not supposed to be cool because somebody said, blah, yeah, whatever. I'm not tripping or swoo. You know what I mean? I'm not tripping off of none of that. The real need to come together. And that's just what it is. The real need to come together. So, Eric, in closing, well, we got about 15 minutes. In closing, Brother Eric, how could we support on the daily? Where can we find you at? Say if somebody say, okay, I want to support my brother Rakem, but I also want to support Guerrilla Mainframe. How can someone support?
Yeah, most definitely. You at some point you will be able to talk with me and dialogue with me directly. But in the meantime, you can email me at lowercase e Khafre, which is KHAFRE @gmail.com.
Say it one more time, brother.
EKHAFRE @gmail.com. And just let me know your status, what you're about, what you want to deal with, and we'll take it from there, and we'll, eventually dialogue, and we can build from there. And yeah, I do check emails and, talk to people. I'll be in Baltimore. Jargon don't even know. I be seeing them up there. See, I got comrades all up in Baltimore, man. We all do. GFL, Black Royal Family, yeah, we got them all over. Yeah.
Hey, and they better verify I'm a real one. They better verify I'm a real one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Seriously, you know what's funny to me? People be talking a lot of internet talk, and I'm like you really got to go in the trenches to come and see me, because that's where I'm at.
Right.
You ain't gonna find me on the internet, right? And then find me out what they call White Marsh.
Yeah.
I might go out there and get a salad or a vegan meal, but you're gonna find me in the trenches. You know what I mean? Where the problem is.
Right.
Family, if you want to support, somebody say Stack Force GS. Go ahead, King Moab. With that being said, if you want to support, if you want some information how to support, email my brother. But please don't come with the foolishness. You're gonna get you're gonna get your email blocked. I'm telling you, because I'm gonna block them all the time. It is what it is. We're gonna get some Q&As in a second. Brother Yah, if they wanted to support or holler at you with any questions, how can they reach you, brother?
They can reach me at Yafael Balogun at yahoo.com. So that's
Just
just
like
how
your
my
name.
name spelled. YAFE.
There you go, family.
BALOGUN at yahoo.com, just the way my name spelled, Yafael Balogun. And like I said, we have been part of many great conversations that have had locally and nationally. And we want to continue to work and network with different people across the country that have this sort of kind of change mindset that they want to see. And most important, as I stated, being a father, and I speak for Rakem as well, because he's a father, is that mentoring these youth is very important. Getting with these youth is very important. And that's something that we have to be willing to do. Is that's something that we are. So definitely link with us. Email me, reach out to Chairman Eric, King Ace, Black Royal Family. And like I said, we'll be open to having a conversation and dialogue.
And that's just what it is. And I know I get hyper, family, and I talk a lot, family, but this is serious business. This is really, really serious business, man. We got a brother that is a pillar in the community right now doing 8 years for something that quite naturally would send that case to oblivion. I mean, it wouldn't even stand the test of time if it was just a regular everyday person. However, our brother is sitting in lockup right now because of who, in my humble opinion, because of who he is.
And if I can say something, I can't prove this, so I don't like speculating. But it's almost as though, since he was able to beat the U.S. government case, the federal case, it's almost as though with this particular case, it's almost as though Aaron Cayley, who was the FBI agent that brought the case, it's almost like he linked up with Collin County prosecutor and said, "We're gonna get him on this. We got to get him." That's the impression that you got throughout this whole entire process.
Yeah.
Being physically in the courtroom, as my comrades were, that's the impression.
Yes. I want to add to that he was never offered a plea. Usually you offer a normal person. It's courtesy to give a person a plea, or you can plead to the minimum. His minimum was probation. The whole time, district attorney never offered him no plea, and district attorney requested the max 15 years, which was unusual. So this was definitely personal. They had it out for him.
Well, the way that it works, and I think we know, and I try to tell people all the time, when we're dealing with people that are true revolutionaries, the first thing that they're going to do in this Google age is Google your name. They're going to Google your name. And once they Google your name, if you don't have the representation that is able to fight for the long haul, because that's the thing, it's the long fight dealing with this system. You know what I'm saying? Then it's almost quite naturally that all parts are working for the annihilation or the neutralizing of our freedom fighters, and that's why it's so important that organizations come together and financially support the efforts, because it's a journey. It's one of those type of things that we have to stay on top of. It's something that we have to maintenance. Whenever our freedom fighters get caught up in these situations, we have to maintenance it. And this is why one of my maintenance tools is once every other month, or even shorter if we have any breaking news, or anybody want to come on and just want to keep it live. We gotta keep it going. We can't forget. We gotta keep it going. Many of the political prisoners from the 70s, they were forgotten about, because no one kept it going. No one kept it going. And we have to continue to keep it going. Sometimes your efforts can be just share a post, share the flyer, screenshot this flyer, share the flyer. If you can't send $1, you can't send $4, $100 or $200 or even 50 cents. Share the flyer. We have to keep it alive and keep it going. So let me ask anybody in the comment section, do y'all have any questions for our brothers? We'll take a few more minutes. if somebody want to chime in with any questions, y'all can come in with any questions. Don't come with nothing crazy because you know I'm a drop kick you up out of here. Don't come with nothing crazy. All that old suspect talk. You know what I'm saying? Don't do no suspect questions, or I'm gonna throw you up out here. This ain't no DJ Vlad. This ain't no Vlad TV. Don't come up here with no suspect stuff. But King A, you know how Vlad do. I would listen to Vlad today talk to somebody. I said, why is Vlad asking that question? Like, for real, Vlad? Stop it. I was like, why do people even go to Vlad TV? He was asking the most strangest question. I was like, come on, man. You don't ask nobody that. You know what I mean? Where you get all that money from before rap?
Vlad police like a mug, man.
Where you get all that money before you started rapping? Dude, like 21. Well, you know, I've been out there, you know what I mean? I was like, no, stop. Okay, what we got in here? We got somebody, King of the Blacks. King of the Blacks, you in the building?
What's up?
What's up, my brother? You got any questions for the real? You know, we done had some frauds come on here and they end up exposing themselves, but we got the real tonight, brother. What you got for me?
Yeah, listen, the question I got to these gentlemen is, I missed the part about dealing with the youth. So what do you guys, what are some examples, something I could use in order to grab the youth's attention? Because something that I notice is, here in Florida at least, when we present something to the youth, it's like we don't really have a strong alternative. You know, it's like for me here, it's like, oh, how do I get somebody who makes about 5 racks a week, 6, 7, 8 racks a week, to get them to stop and pull back and you know, change their ways or just at least be a part of this movement? You guys have any suggestions for that?
Chairman.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why he's called me. I want to say he need to give an example. You know, I'm still young, but I feel like I've been in the movement so long. I'm getting to that age, like, man, shit, these young folks. But I can say that I have personally, and us as an organization, supported, you know, youth from all walks of life, even youth that's, you know, dealing with the, into the activities. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the ones that I have dealt with that's in that arena where they're doing certain things, they feel like they're arriving or they're doing something that's better than what I could be talking about. You know, basically, one of the things is that, you know, that some of us go wrong at. I don't say wrong. I hate using the word wrong or right, but where we mess up at a little bit is that we go directly to the youth and start preaching to them, right? Oh man, you young boys, da 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 da, man. You know that shit ain't gonna get you nowhere, yada yada yada. But instead of doing that approach, it is to me, I found that a better approach is find something that they could use your assistance on as a person that's older than them and try to support them as best you can. Once they see they have your full support, it could be something with a domestic issue in their home. It could be something where they need something, assistance with attorneys or something of that sort, or just need to know, you know, some game on the law. It could be something that they really need in a moment of time, and they know that you might be the only, you know, one of the only people they can get it from. That's the time to step in and say, I got you, little brother. Let me show you something. Let me introduce you to this resource. Let me help you out with this. And once they see that, some of the youth, they don't give a damn if you support them or not. You showing them facts, giving them knowledge and wisdom. They don't give a damn. They too sensationalized and distracted. But some of the youth is going to see that and take your support, your personal support. They're going to take that and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take what this elder said into heed, and I'm going to try my best to see where I can help them. You know what I'm saying? So once they see that you got, you know, they got your support fully without anything attached to it, then that's your opportunity to say, yeah, come on this way a little bit. We know you're not going to come all the way yet till you get a little older, but yeah, come on this way. You know, we got something for you. We got some development. We got some program services, even some business ventures you may be able to get into if you have that available. Yeah, come on this way. And some of our youth, they're going to gravitate towards it. I've seen some youth, that, I helped kind of mentor, years back. And, now they're in their 20s, they starting to gravitate toward this way. they low key support what we doing, like straight ass support, but it's low key because they still trying to deal with certain things, but they support. Like, yeah, I see what you doing. You've been talking about this since I was a little boy. And like, yeah, I'm down with that. But once they see that you support them in their personal life in some kind of way, and you're not just coming at them with a preacher mindset, that's one of the ways you can help.
All right. So you're saying step back on preaching doctrine and maybe more as far as lend a helping hand in whatever skills that I got that I can give to them. Is that right?
No doubt, no doubt. Yes,
All right,
yes,
all right.
sir.
I'll take that in. I'll take that in
And
for sure.
let me add this in conjunction to that, King of the Blacks, bro. Always be available. Many
Great,
times,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
many times
Good
people
point.
claim that they want to be on the front line and get the youth, but the youth don't see them right there where the youth at. The most of the youth is in the streets.
Right.
That's a
So
good point.
there
Yeah.
we go. We got to be right there. We got to be accessible. Let me say that. I think that's the better word. I think we
Yeah.
got to be accessible. Many of us in this social media age, we're rarely accessible to the youth. You feel what I'm saying? Many of us are not necessarily. I'm not going to say many of us, but the frauds. They only show up when a situation happens. When
Right.
when it's a
Mm-hmm.
good story. You know what I'm
When
saying?
there's a camera.
That when there's a camera. See, you got to be there when there is no camera. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the youth will first begin to trust that you have their best interests at heart.
Yeah.
And then once they know that you have their best interests at heart, then they will begin to move with you if you're talking with something that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with the brother. Like one of my approaches is I don't get with all that old preachy stuff. I'm a Moorish American to the bone. I'm gonna keep on saying it. I'm a fez wearing Moorish American, but I don't shove that stuff down nobody's throat. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to know that I was where you at, and I use that to get me to where I'm at. And you can use that, or you can use
Mm-hmm.
something else. But ultimately, we got the same boot on our neck, whether it relates to finance, economics, whether it relates to education, whether it relates to politically, whether it relates to physically. It's the same boot, it's the same cuff that's going to try to neutralize us all. So this is why we need to come together. And the youth understand that part. They understand that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They understand that, but you got to be accessible. You got to be accessible. If you're not
Well,
accessible,
thank you
then
for that.
it's not going to
Thank you
happen.
for that. Thank you
Indeed,
for
indeed.
that, gentlemen. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I'm still working on my side here, but thank you for that insight. GS, keep doing your thing.
Thank you, King of the Black. Thank you, big bro. Appreciate you.
All right,
My man. So
Piece
so
of
I
fun.
also got revolutionary voice of the people. Here we go. Come on, come on. Are you gonna say something?
Oh, yeah. More power to the people, y'all. Make sure you guide our people the right way. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you
we
hear me?
listening, brother. Do you have a
Oh,
question?
oh yes, I have a question.
Here you go.
Is
I know
there
Mike.
is there a is there a fund set up for legal defense? Number one, that's very important. Have a fund set up for legal defense and keep it revolutionary, keep it strong. Peace and love. I'm still here though.
Well, I put up the information to make a contribution, so that's being worked up now. But I'll let King Ace or Eric or Yah take it from there.
Islam.
Oh
Anybody?
yes, there is. Yes, there is a fund set up. We still building a campaign. That's what shows like this is about, is to build a campaign around the issue itself and the person involved and the contribution that the person involved has been making. So yes, definitely. The Hawker Bed put it up. That's where you can support. That's what we've been using, and we're in the works now for a big campaign. For to get the right representation.
Indeed, indeed. So here it is right here. And again, family, if you are unable to even support financially, you know, a letter of encouragement, you know what I mean? Let the brother know that we're here. Because one of the thing that happens to, I refuse to believe that it will happen to my brother, but a lot of us do not get involved because they see situations like this and they don't see the support. And the next person coming up say, "Why should I get involved?" Because listen,
That's a good
if I
point.
fall, ain't nobody coming there for me. Ain't nobody coming support for me. Why should I get involved? Ain't nobody gonna have my back. Ain't nobody gonna throw $1 my way if I need some help. Why should I get involved? And in fact, these brothers do this free of charge. You know what I mean by free of charge? Ain't no check every Friday being a revolutionary. Only check comes is from the ancestors. Only check come is from the creator. Most revolutionaries, they don't die or transition some wealthy, congratulated people in our community. That doesn't happen. You cannot show me one true revolutionary that left this earth living the life of a wealthy king and congratulated for their efforts. But we got to change that. We have to change that. We got to take care of our revolutionaries, the real ones. As I said last night, we had one who calls himself a revolutionary, had the audacity to show his house with this big old pool in it. And you know what I'm saying? And every one of his members is living in DC in little closet style apartments. That don't make sense. And so we need everybody's support. In closing, let Brother A say something in closing to take us out. Anything you want to say to take us out, my brother? The floor is yours. Take how much time you like.
I just want to say all power to the people. You know, free Rakem Balogun. He has been a revolutionary leader for the Black Girl Family Movement. He has helped me stay on a revolutionary path. That's my big brother, Conrad. He has been nothing. He has been nothing. You know, he has been everything that we needed. You know, as guidance for the this revolutionary cadre. I think that I'm going to continue to support him, and the people should, definitely support the Conrad. He's one of the most sincere and genuine people I've ever met in my life. We go back and forth with criticism and self-criticism, and I just think that this is a brother that we need on the front line. You know, he sacrificed his whole life to the struggle of justice, freedom, and equality, and I think it's time that the people support the Conrad. He felt, we had many conversations about his first arrest where he felt like he wasn't getting the support that he should have got when he, beat that first arrest. And I think that myself and the Black Girl Family Movement, we want to make sure that we can support him, and stand in full solidarity with this revolutionary Conrad, our brother. And we hope that the people, can follow and, just get his brother the support that he deserves for all, the contributions that he has made to this to the Black community and articulating the grievances and fighting on the front line for the Black people. All power to the people.
Well said, bro. Well said. Well said. How about you, brother Yah?
I just echo the sentiment of King Ace. I tell you just real quick, when I first met Rakem, I was training people hand to hand combat or martial arts, whatever. And when I met him, he came up, he observed, he watched, he didn't say nothing, he just watched. I didn't know that he just had all this experience and was very knew how to do hand to hand combat, whatever. So I stepped aside and I said, Rakem, you can go ahead and take over and kind of show him what he wanted to show. And once I saw that his abilities, I said, Rakem, you're gonna be the chief now, and you're gonna take over. And that's how we got going. But the reason why I tell that story all the time, because his initial approach was very humble. He didn't try to come and take over. I allowed him to give his examples, and that's the type of person that he is. If he meets you, he's gonna allow you to speak and have your turn, and then if you allow him to speak, he's gonna give his example. And so he's always been giving examples. And what we're trying to do now is show an example of commitment towards freedom, justice, equality by defending him and foremost supporting his family, his mission that he's enduring right now. And again, collectively, we say free Rakem Balogun.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Brother Eric, are you there? Brother Eric is dropping out a lot. But with that being said, thank you, Revolutionary Voice. Brother Eric is dropping out a lot. But I'm pretty sure that he will echo the same sentiments. And King Ace and Yah and Eric, if you're listening, when y'all ready to throw an event or do something, please contact me. It's Tahaka Gmail, Tahaka Yahoo. When we got to get the word out, I want this to be the platform that helps get that word out. You know what I mean? For the real. And so at any given moment, I don't care what it is. You know, it's a lot of people in Texas that watch Moorish World TV. I get emails all the time from brothers in Dallas, Houston, Austin, surrounding areas. So with that being said, if you need to get the word out, this is your platform. Get the word out. You know what I'm saying? I dedicate my time, my efforts, and my energy for us to be free. My part is my part. You know what I mean? Your part is your part. Yah part, Eric part, and Rakim part. All of these parts work together as a whole. And that's the only way we're going to get free. And everybody out there, you also have a part that works together as a whole. So family, we 2 hours in. I like to keep it at 2 hours. That way it don't get dragged out and be lost in some YouTube somewhere. But with that being said, family, I thank you. Do y'all want to say anything else? Say one more thing. Thank the people. Thank your family. And free Rakim. Anything else, Brother King Ace?
I would just say you can follow me to see Black Royal Families events at King8716 on Instagram. And and that's it. And TBRF20 on Instagram. That's the Black Royal Family page.
Say it one more time, brother.
King8716 on Instagram. That's my personal page. And the movement page is TBRF20 on Instagram.
That's what I'm talking about, family. And how about you, y'all? Anything else in closing, brother? One more thing. Say something, brother.
Yeah, just free Rakem Balogun and free all political prisoners.
There we go. There we go. So, family, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I love the work that you do. And I love you because I am you and you are me. Peace and love, family. Thanks a lot.
Peace and power.
So with that being said, family, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. We got true freedom fighters here. This is not the fake ones. This is not the ones that come on here and trying to prostitute themselves for a quick glance and a smile. These are the ones that you will never see trying to be in front of everybody's camera. That's just not what happens. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're able to support, please support. Like I say, support with $1. This is a journey. This is a journey. So $1 can go a long way. 20 can go a long way. You know, this is a journey, but it's going to take us all. Family, tomorrow night, I'm going in tomorrow on these weak brothers that have allowed hold up one second, that has allowed a situation to happen that we never seen coming. You know what I'm saying? In a situation, what's up, Keish? A situation that we never seen coming is that majority of those who are claiming to be freedom fighters in the cause of our people that we see in front of the camera is women. Our women have been used and weaponized against us. You hear what I say? I'm going to tell you, in this fight for freedom, the media, corporate America, political America, in my theory, has weaponized our women against us. And I'm going to show you tomorrow how I defend this theory. I'll show you tomorrow. This is something that I think everybody should watch. It will be educational, but it will rub some people the wrong way. You follow me? It will rub some people the wrong way. But you know, when I pull out my slides and I prove my point, it's a hard one to fight. It's a hard one to fight. And so we'll be talking about that tomorrow. Shout out to the true freedom fighters. Shout out to the real men in our community that stand up and fight for freedom educationally, socially, politically, economically, and spiritually, in every other way that this fight has to be fought. So with that being said, family, I appreciate you. His name is Tahaka Bay. I need to find my files. His name is Tahaka Bay. Free Rakem Balogun. Always.
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Hawker Bay front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. Family, see y'all tonight, 9:30. Let's go. I be that more you